The teleological argument is a philosophical proof for the existence of God. In this section of the course, we will develop your knowledge and understanding of the content of this argument from a variety of scholars, as well as considering some of the arguments against it. Pay attention to these first couple of films, because later you'll be looking at how valid or sound the argument is for part B, and will, as always, need to weigh up its persuasiveness or effectiveness as a philosophical proof. The teleological argument is often referred to as the design argument. It is an a posteriori argument, which means that it relies upon empirical evidence to come to its conclusions. As an inductive argument, it gives us premises that lead us to a possible conclusion, and we must assess how likely we find that conclusion to be. It is a synthetic argument in that it uses empirical evidence to come to its conclusions and makes statements that are checkable with empirical evidence. It is an analogical argument in that it draws comparisons or analogies between phenomena within the world to compare with the world itself. Teleological argument comes from the root of the Greek word telos, meaning end or purpose. These ideas should all be included in an introduction to an essay on the design argument. The teleological argument says that within the world there is evidence of design. Take for instance the computer upon which I'm working to produce this film. It has certain marks of design. It has order. There is organisation to the parts that are formed and adjusted to work together. There is regularity. These parts work together consistently and with repetition. There's a structure and they're not performing randomly. There is complexity. There are many composite parts to this machine. It's sophisticated, complex, it's not simple. And there is a purpose. These parts work together to do so for a reason. In this case, the purpose is to allow me to produce a document for study purposes. The ancient Greek philosopher Plato refers to early simple versions of this argument in two of his works. This argument from him does not argue for the Christian God. He was too early, he was before the time of Christ, but instead he argues for a demiurge. This demiurge is a kind of God which we'd refer to as the philosopher's God. It seems to be non-personal, and this demiurge imposed mathematical order on pre-existent matter. This God is not creating ex nihilo, as the Christian God is believed to have done. It's creating from matter that already exists. He observed the order and the beauty in the universe, and he supposed this must be due to a divine craftsman. This orderliness can be attributed only to an intelligent mind. Rational souls can comprehend it because their original state of excellence was in the realm of forms where this intelligent designer resides. This demiurge or intelligent designer is just simply intelligence. It is mind. It is thought. Aristotle, who was Plato's pupil, also has influenced the design argument as we know it today. If you remember, he has previously argued that all items can be described as having form and matter, and that there are four causes to describe an object. The final of these four causes refers to the purpose of an item. Purpose can only be placed upon an object by intelligence, and Aristotle postulated a divine intelligence or unmoved mover who's responsible for the purpose evident in the world, which is a mark of design. This intelligence is described as pure thought or thinking about thinking. Again, this is not the God of Christianity. These scholars are influences upon the work of St. Thomas Aquinas, who in his fifth of 5 ways in Summa Theologica presents a teleological argument. He noticed the regularity of natural bodies acting for a purpose. What he means by this is the planets or solar system act with order and regularity. They orbit and rotate with rhythm and repetition as though functioning like a machine. When we see these features in man-made items, we attribute them to a designer. This must be the case here too. He makes the comparison between an archer aiming an arrow at a target. He recognises that the arrow will never hit the target without the archer to direct it. Equally, you wouldn't get the regularity of bodies in orbit without intelligence to ensure that it happened. He felt that inanimate objects were not capable of directing themselves towards a goal, so they need a director to ensure it. This director is God.